My name's Dean Roberts. I'm the current president of the Rotary Club of Acton-Boxborough. And on behalf of the club and the Acton-Boxborough Regional High School National Honor Society, I'm pleased and honored to once again welcome you all here today at this annual recognition of all local veterans. Last year, thank you. For those of you who were here last year may have remembered that last year I talked about the concept of the citizen soldier and what it means to the country's security and success and what it means to all successful democracies. This year, I would like to expand that discussion to include the importance of the citizen soldier as it relates to the role of veterans in the community after their military service. After your military service, you all return to civilian life with new knowledge and skills and a maturity that nurtures a sense of purpose within you, making you an important resource within your communities. And you have all stepped up in assuring the security and success of your families, driving the local economy, participating in and leading local organizations, mentoring local youth, new residents, and those in need, and other contributions too numerous to mention here today. Rotary's motto is service above self. So when a Rotarian thanks you for your service, it means more than your military service. It means your service to your community as well. You should be as proud of your civilian service as you are of your military service, because we are. So, with a heartfelt and well-deserved thank you for your service, we wish you a happy Veterans Day and hope you enjoy your breakfast. I guess I'm supposed to introduce the next speaker. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's enjoying so far. My name is Kyron Vague. I'm the NHS president, and I just have a quick opening remarks that I'd like to say. So again, thank you all to everyone for being here today at the 12th annual Veterans Day breakfast. We are truly honored to host nearly 100 veterans and their families here today. To our esteemed veterans joining us, we want to express our heartfelt gratitude for your service and the sacrifice you have made for our country and its people. Your dedication and bravery do not go unnoticed, and we hope that this breakfast is a small reflection of the immense appreciation we feel for all that you have done. To kick off our program, it is my pleasure to introduce our talented madrigal singers who will perform our national anthem. Thank you. Please stand if you're able.
Oh, say Thank you so much to the Madrigals. I'm sorry we had you all seated. If you are able and you would like to, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance now. If you're able to stand, you're welcome to. Thank you so much. I pledge allegiance to the flag Thank you. You may be seated now. To lead our invocation this morning is the Vice President of the National Honor Society, Tanish Ghosh.
As we gather here this morning, let us be mindful of the opportunities we have to serve and support our fellow citizens and our community, inspired by the example set by our veterans here today. May we remember the enduring values they defended, and use our efforts to build a future that honors their sacrifices, one that future generations can embrace with confidence. As we share this meal together, let it strengthen our resolve to build a better world, one rooted in unity, gratitude, and the commitment to uplift one another. Thank you.
I'm going to invite Jim McCray up here. We're switching up the program a little bit because he has other events to go to today, so I would like to introduce Jim McCray, the Veterans Office Services Officer Act.
Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney. Good morning. I want to thank Courtney and the honor roll students and the Acton Boxborough Rotary Club for really putting this thing on together. This is fabulous. The 12th year of this happening, and just couldn't be happier to be here today. This time last year, I was putting up flags on the common leading up to Veterans Day, and I felt some symptoms that I had felt before. And I went home and I took a test, and sure enough, I had COVID. So last year was the first year I missed everything. So it's great to be back. And speaking of that, a couple of housekeeping notes. Veterans Day ceremonies in Acton and Boxborough. Both are at 11 o'clock today. Boxborough, Veterans Day ceremonies at the Sargent Memorial Library today at 11 o'clock. And the Acton Veterans Day ceremony is on the town common today at 11 o'clock. Really hope we have some people that can show up and support us in our communities in these events. So, I love this. This is a perfect setup where I can get up here and tell you guys about some very important benefits. My favorite part of my job, is helping veterans with disability claims, VA disability claims. There are three types of claims that you can claim. Something that happened direct in service. Someone comes into my office and they say, well, I hurt my back in service, or I hurt my knee in service, I want to put in a disability claim. I say, that's all fine and good, and even though you haven't seen your service treatment records in decades, you recall being seen at least once at sick call. You think there's something in your service treatment records about that knee, about that back. Because we want to connect the dots through time, create a medical nexus. Is there proof that this is bugging you in service, and is it bugging you now? Without that medical nexus, it's really hearsay. That's a direct inline service. Another type of disability claim that you can put in is aggravated in service. Well, I had a bad knee before I landed, but they took me anyways. Well, your service could have been aggravated that knee beyond. Another type of claim is presumptive. There's a lot of presumptive conditions, exposure to Agent Orange, the herbicide used in Vietnam. How many Vietnam veterans do we have here today? Show of hands. A fair amount. These are a lot of the claims that I deal with. And unfortunately, a lot of Vietnam veterans don't know the presumptive conditions from exposure to Agent Orange. I recommend when you have time, you get online and just Google Agent Orange presumptive conditions. The VA has a bulleted list of conditions that they recognize from service in Vietnam. And they recently opened it up through the PACT Act a couple of years ago. The people who served in Thailand, Laos, and other locations, it's the same as being in Vietnam. They're exposed to Agent Orange. Some of the common ones, common presumptive conditions that you can submit a disability claim for: diabetes type 2. If you served in Vietnam, you have diabetes type 2. If it's controlled by diet and exercise alone, it's 10% VA disability. It's currently $170 some odd dollars and change, tax-free, tax-exempt. And that's to compensate the individual for these ailments that were incurred in service. If you have to take a medication for your diabetes type 2, that's automatically 20%. And it'll go up from there based on severity. Some other common presumptive conditions from exposure to Agent Orange: respiratory cancers, including lung cancer. You can smoke 3 packs a day since you got out from Vietnam, and if you come down with lung cancer, the VA, it is presumed that it is caused by your exposure to Agent Orange. Anyone dealing with an active cancer that is a presumptive condition, it's automatically 100% VA disability. 100% VA disability for a single veteran is above $3,800 a month, tax-free. Prostate cancer, bladder cancer, I already said diabetes type 2, ischemic heart disease or coronary heart disease, hypertension. If any of these ring a bell to Vietnam vets, you need to contact my office. There may be compensation available to you, and rightfully so. This again is to compensate the veterans for disabilities or ailments that were incurred as a direct result of military service. I know I've helped a lot of you here, and I see a lot of new faces, and some of those Vietnam veterans I do not recognize. Those that I've helped before, whatever your comfort level may be, spread the good word about my services, because there are a lot of you here that I know that I've helped with disability claims, and now you're receiving the benefits as a direct result of this. Whatever happens in my office stays in my office. It's confidential. It's very important to me. It's very important to protect the veteran population in Acton and Boxborough. And that's all I got for now. I could go on. I could go on. And I will go on if someone calls and wants me to go on. So please contact my office, and we'll set up an appointment, and we'll see what benefits are eligible for you. Even if you just want a general overview of benefits, that's what I'm here for. All right, well, thank you very much, and I wish you all happy Veterans Day.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all being here on this beautiful morning. I would like to take this time to personally thank you all for your service and devotion to our country. And now we are going to recognize the prisoner of war missing in action table. That if people in the back could just make that visible for all our veterans here. The tradition of setting a separate table in honor of our prisoners of war and missing comrades has been in place since the end of the Vietnam War. The manner in which the table is decorated is full of special symbols to help us remember our brothers and sisters in arms. The table is smaller than the others, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her oppressors. The white tablecloth draped over the table represents the purity of their responses to our country's call to arms. The empty chair depicts an unknown face, representing no specific soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine, but all who are not here with us today. The round table shows that our concern for them is never ending. The black napkin stands for the emptiness these warriors have left in the hearts of their families and friends.
The single red rose reminds us of their families and loved ones. The red ribbon represents the love of our country, which inspired them to answer our nation's call. The yellow candle and its ribbon symbolizes the everlasting hope for a joyous reunion with those yet accounted for. The slices of lemon on the small plate reminds us of their bitter fate. The salt upon the small plate represents the tears of their families. The inverted glass reminds us that our distinguished comrades cannot be with us to drink a toast or join the festivities of this morning. Thank you.
Many thanks to Jim, Alyssa, Will, Dean, and the Madrigals. Breakfast will now be served. The NHS volunteers, who you can all see, everyone wave. They will come around and ask you to take your plate, and then ask you what you would like, and they'll come around and come back and give you your food. If you need anything, just ask any of them or myself. Thanks so much. Enjoy.
To the
Thank you all for gathering here today for another wonderful Veterans Day breakfast. I sincerely hope you all enjoyed both the delicious food and the fantastic company we've shared. As we start to wrap things up, I wanted to take another moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to our veterans, individuals who have given so much in service to a great country. Now, as a fitting close to this special occasion, I'm excited to invite the Magical Singers to perform America the Beautiful.